Hi, I'm Christina Rivera, a Spanish teacher at Summit High School, and this is a quick tour of my blog that highlights some of the activities that I've done with my class using the 10 iPads that we won through a grant. So the blog is located at www.riveraspanish.blogspot.com, and on this blog you can see there are myriad activities, pictures. I've linked many of the lesson plans to the ISTE nets that they address. I show the app that I used for each activity. And also in here, here's another awesome thing we did with the iPads. The kids used a drawing app to illustrate a picture, to tell a story in Spanish using the vocab that we had covered. They used the drawing pad app, and then they would line up across from each other in the hallway. One line stands still while the other line rotates, and they have 30 seconds to look at each other's picture and try to tell the story that they're looking at in Spanish. The kids really like this activity because they get to get up and move, they get to use the iPads, they get to be artistic, and they get to interact with their peers. Here is a quick video of some of the girls. It's a rough video, but you can hear how the activity works. So, of course, this activity could be done without iPads. I could give them markers and paper, they could draw a picture and do the exact same thing. However, the level of student engagement increases exponentially when they are on technology because it's the world that surrounds them. One more activity, because there are many, and you can come to this blog later to check it out if you want to, but one of the other activities that we did, usually when we start a new reading, the teacher needs to build background knowledge for the students so that they have some kind of schema from which to build their comprehension as they're reading the new book. We were about to start a book that was set in Costa Rica, and so I wanted to build their background knowledge of Costa Rica. Instead of standing up and presenting in front of the class like I would normally do in the past, and maybe even throw some pictures up in a PowerPoint or something so they had some sort of background knowledge of Costa Rica, instead, in their groups of 3, they were given this scavenger hunt to complete on the iPads. One of the first things they did was use Google Earth to find Costa Rica. Here's some of the comments that I wish that I had caught on video, and I didn't, but some of the things my students said as they were discovering this learning was, oh, I didn't know that Costa Rica was all the way down there. How many different oceans does Costa Rica touch? They must have a lot of beaches. Here's one group in particular as they are going through this activity. As you can see, all the groups are engaged, they're working together. This doesn't always happen in a high school classroom where every single group is on task and doing what they've been asked to do, unfortunately. However, it seems to be much easier when they have technology in their hands. They're just curious. They're in charge of their own learning. Kristen, what are you guys learning?
Costa Rica!
Okay.
South America.
That's right. Wyatt, how do you know it's not in South America?
Well, maybe because Kristen pointed out that it's in Mexico and it's not South America.
Wait, did you just say that Costa Rica is in Mexico?
No, it's not in Mexico, no. Well, she originally said
No, I said South America, and then I realized I got it confused.
So as you can see, there's a lot of fun activities on here that we've done. This activity in particular was about 10 minutes of my lesson. We don't necessarily use them all day, every day. But what's amazing is that they're right there when we want them, and we do use them on a daily basis, even if it's just for a few minutes of the lesson. It's not about the technology, it's about the teaching and the learning and the instruction. The fact of the matter is the technology that we've been given makes it so much easier and more efficient to make sure that that instruction and learning is happening. So thank you so much from me and my students.